Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I am your host for South Carolina Weather, Joseph Peterson, and let's talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening. Looking at the radar right now, nothing's going on inside South Carolina right now. We're looking very good right now. Nothing happening for South Carolina right now. Let's zoom our way out. Let's talk about the entire United States. So here we do have some tropical storm warnings going on down there for southeastern coast of Texas. We also do have some severe weather going on pretty much from Minnesota all the way down into Kansas. We do have some heat as well. Heat advisories going on. That's going on again in the Northeast, that heat wave. We also do have some fog on the backside and along the coast as well. And possibly some pockets of some convection, maybe even some snow in some of these regions up here inside of the Northwest. Heavy rain going through the Louisiana regions, and severe weather going on in Texas. I mean, not Texas, Canada. Wow, Canada. Here is our current cloud cover. Really just some high isolated clouds going on up there for the upstate of South Carolina. Again, not much at all. Here's our cloud cover total percentage. I don't know why we're already at the 0 already, and it's this early. But anyways, pushing this forward. Again, just very, very good conditions until we get to around late tonight. Around like early morning hours, we just start to see some cloud cover, some isolated clouds go through the Myrtle Beach and Charleston region, Georgetown as well, and then we get some heavy cloud cover that moves in through the upstate. Here is tomorrow morning at around 8 o'clock. Again, more pretty much stratus clouds, more like blanket-like cloud conditions going on for the upstate, and it kind of just stays there until it tries to push its way back, and we get some more moisture that pushes in, and it kind of pushes these clouds up here back some. I don't know if you saw it, but I mean, you can see the clouds over there from the east. It kind of pushes these clouds over here to the west inside the upstate back a little bit. Here is our current temperatures: 82 in Greenville, 84 in Columbia, 86 in Augusta, 80 in Savannah, 79 in Charleston, 79 in Myrtle Beach, 80 in Florence and Sumter, and as well as up there inside of Rock Hill. And the low temperatures for tonight around 67 in Columbia, 64 in Rock Hill, 76 in Charleston, 74 in Hilton Head Island, 71 in Myrtle Beach, 66 in Aiken, 67 in Greenville, 66 in Anderson, and 65 in Spartanburg. Let's move on to forecast precipitation. Here, pretty much, all you can see here is that pretty much is just some rain possible for like the Hilton Head Islands. Hilton Head Island regions for South Carolina, really only around 1/100 of an inch or maybe even 1/10 of an inch possible. Let's go and look at the models now. Let me pull up the HRRR. And everyone else not really watching for any type of precipitation. Maybe some isolated showers just off the coast of like Charleston. Maybe like a trace of rain is possible for the next 24 hours. Let me move on to here. Yeah, here's 9 o'clock. Nothing going on. But then there goes some rain bands kind of getting close to the border of South Carolina and Georgia, but not quite making it. But then maybe even some traces of rain going through around 6 a.m. But other than that, the HRRR is not really saying much in terms of the next 24 hours, really. Maybe some isolated showers over there near Hilton Head. That may be what they're talking about. Here tomorrow at around 2, 3 o'clock, maybe even 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, we see some downpours down near Beaufort and Hilton Head. And maybe even some rain going through Georgetown as well, showers and downpours. And then that's pretty much all that I see for the next 24 or so hours. So let's move on towards the SBC Outlook overview. Nothing really going on. No severe weather is expected for the next 8 days. And here's our excessive rainfall outlook. Last time I checked, There was not really any chance for excessive rainfall, and there still is no chance of excessive rainfall for the next 5 days. Here's our National Hurricane Center outlook. Here's potential tropical cyclone 1 as it's heading towards Texas, and you can see this over there. If you look at the top map right here, just above, I can't really point it out, but right there under the key, if you see key messages for potential tropical cyclone 1, at the bottom you see that huge yellow circle right there. That is how big the tropical storm force winds are. So I mean, this is absolutely a huge tropical storm wind field through this already tropical storm. Not yet tropical storm Alberto yet, but it's only potential tropical cyclone 1. So honestly, huge condition. Maybe some, again, tropical storm force condition will be possible going into portions of Texas, and that's going to continue through, bring like heavy rain bands through as well, and even places can get winds sustained 20-30 miles an hour with gusts of up to 40 throughout the Texas coast. Obviously some heavy rainfall will be with that as well. So that's pretty much that in terms of tropical storm Alberto. Again, nothing, or about to be tropical storm Alberto. Tropical wet in terms of like not including this, because this is not really, we don't have to worry about the tropical storm Alberto yet, or not even yet, probably ever. We probably won't have to worry about it because that's going to go towards Texas, not towards us. But right after potential tropical cyclone 1, there's another low pressure that's about to form right after it leaves, and it's going to get into this area again, and possibly maybe another landfall for Texas is possible. And I'm looking at some of the models. Some of the models were saying that this could be even worse than this tropical storm already. So we could have 2 rounds going towards Texas and Mexico again. So we'll keep an eye on that. But here's our threat. Again, not really anything is going on. This low pressure is expected to reach us by Thursday, but really only a 10% chance for the next 48 hours, 20% chance for the next 7 days. So let's go on and talk about the future. So let me move on to the southeast. And here we go. So, moving this forward, maybe just some rain going on again going into tomorrow night. But then there goes our low pressure right here, potential low pressure that's going to go into Florida and Georgia. And really only just going to bring us some rain, not really anything else too much. So, there goes the tropical storm, potential tropical cyclone 1. That's going to go. And then we have another tropical cyclone that's going to emerge right after it that's starting to form. And maybe even some more moisture pushing in on June the 24th as well, and the 25th. And then again, just over and over rounds of rain that's going to go through South Carolina through pretty much from June 20th through June the 29th, maybe even the 30th as well. Just multiple rounds of rain, multiple rounds of thunderstorms. South Carolina is going to be pretty active, I think, at least for next week. It's really going to start on the 21st. And then just, you can see it as we continue through. Look at just all of the moisture that's going to arrive. Maybe a break on like close to the 26th, but it's going to be a pretty active rain and thunderstorm region as we go into July. And July the 4th is actually available today. And this is what it might look like on July the 4th. 2 o'clock. Here's 8 o'clock in the morning. Here's 2 o'clock in the morning on July the 4th. So if you have any outdoor activities, I don't know if it's looking too likely on July the 4th. It's just very active conditions going through. We'll keep that in mind. We will have a July the 4th forecast, but we're way too far out to talk about that. We cannot get into specifics right now. So let's go on and talk to the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We have 6 people watching and only 3 likes. Let's get that like button up. So, good. My cousin says, "Good evening, Joseph. I love you, cousin. Keep up the great work." I will keep up the great work. Thank you so much for your comment. And then my nana says, "Hello, Jay. Many thanks to you and your dad for helping me out yesterday. May God continue to richly bless your family." Thank you so much for that. Um, yeah, I mean, you just had to replace some battery. I mean, it was kind of hard to put back on the case, but I mean, it really was not that much of a struggle or anything like that. It was, just helping out as much as we could. Let's go on and talk about our San Antonio and Raleigh forecast. Now, for the Raleigh and San Antonio viewers, and we're going to get through. So, as we continue going into like early tomorrow morning, you may be free for some rain for a while, but then you will start to see some isolated downpours as you go into maybe around 9, 10 o'clock in San Antonio. And then it appears around 12 o'clock. And then maybe some thunderstorms going through at around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, maybe even 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. That's just overall what's going on. Let's zoom our way out a little bit, see what the area around you as well. Showers and storms going through like the pretty much all of Texas, but you're not getting it worse. Look down here in Mexico, getting absolutely, and southern Texas as well, getting absolutely slammed in terms of rain. There's going to be some heavy rain with some heavy winds with it as it moves through. And maybe even down there, I mean, I can show you the total precipitation as well for the next 48 hours. Look at these rain totals. San Antonio, you will probably get, honestly, the models aren't really showing too much for San Antonio. I mean, it seems only around 0.4. I mean, again, that's not really a forecast, but it's potentially something that you're gonna have to. You might not even have to worry about too much rain wise, but look at this. Some isolated spots down here in southern Texas can get up to a foot of rain. Even portions in Mexico as well can get 14 inches in portions of Mexico in just a 48-hour period. Less than 48 hours now, because this run started at 3 o'clock. So honestly, some of these, I mean, it's gonna flood really fast, especially in portions again in Mexico. Pretty much all of northeastern Mexico will receive at least more than 4 inches of rain. I mean, now if you know anybody in like Dallas, or maybe even up there in Oklahoma City, again, it's not really gonna reach Dallas like that. Maybe a trace, but it's not a lot at all. If anything forms up there, but again, just for San Antonio, I mean, obviously this is going to be a bit different, but the forecast isn't really painting much. We'll see what it says tomorrow night. But just to your south, they could get around an inch, and then as you get closer to the main part of the storm down here in southern Mexico, I mean, that's where you start to see your more than a foot of rain. So let's go over to the temperature map now, and let's move my way back. And we're going to move this to tonight. And let's wait for this thing to load. And it is. So, tonight, low temperatures in San Antonio around 75. Then tomorrow, highs maybe around 85. Again, not really too much. And then tomorrow night, lows around 74. And then around 2 o'clock on the 20th of June, that is Thursday, it will be 85. So let's move over here to Raleigh. Move this forward. Tonight, low temperature around 66 in Raleigh, and then tomorrow high temperatures around 89. Then tomorrow night, low temperatures seems to be around 66, seems to be. And then on Thursday, 2 o'clock, it'll be around 88. And then in terms of precipitation for Raleigh, in terms of precipitation, let me move this forward. You can see that, I mean, again, no precipitation is really expected for the next 48 hours for Raleigh, so you're good in terms of that. Now let's talk about excessive rainfall. So let me go into the SBC outlook. Let me move this forward. All right, so day one, nothing for both San Antonio and Raleigh tomorrow. San Antonio is in a marginal risk of severe weather that does come with a 2% chance of tornadoes, really because of those outer rain bands that come through the area. Because, when hurricanes come, so do tornadoes. And we learned that from Hurricane Idalia last year, where a car got flipped over. I think it was in Goose Creek. A car got flipped over from a tornado last year from Hurricane Idalia. So, again, you got to watch out for those tornadoes as well when tropical storms or hurricanes get in. Nothing in terms of hail and wind, though. It's really just a tornado threat that you have to watch for. Very low. Nothing that you really have to worry about too much, but still you have to be prepared for. Then for day 3, nothing for both of those days. So that's pretty much that. Let's see. Good evening, weatherman. Today it was hot. I had to stay out of the heat, so to stay good in here, keep up the great work, Cheryl. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for the comment. And then I think that's all that we have. So I'm going to return my way back. If we don't have any more questions, again, 7 people watching, 4 likes. Let's get that up. We also have 121 subscribers. Let's see if we can get some more tonight like we did last night. Last night we got 3 subscribers in a short amount of time. So let's see how much we can get tonight. There goes the live subscriber count down there to your just the bottom left of your screen. We also have some new people joining in. New people commenting on videos. I'm looking at them now. So, hopefully we can get some new people in here. Man, some of these people I don't recognize at all. So, they might actually be people that just came from YouTube and not really from y'all sharing. So, that's, again, a good thing just so that we can get more exposure. Not really just from people sharing, but also just from YouTube sharing it out themselves as well. So, that's all that I have. Let's see. Let me check one more time for the chat. I don't see any more questions. Again, if you guys have any questions, I'll be here for like another 5 minutes or so. Not on air, but just typing inside the chat if you guys have any more questions. And that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys so much for watching this forecast update this evening. And I will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with another forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your day.